Well, hi Achievers, hi, I'm back with 22 books of 2022. Yep, this is the first book of the new project. So, I thought I'd start off with a very, very personal one to me. I know a grown-ass adult like me doing this kid's book, but this is a very, very important book to me because it was the first book I actually ever remember reading. And it had quite an impact on me. So, it's called Dogger by Shirley Hughes, who sadly passed away earlier on last month. And so I wanted just to talk about that. Now, I was an advanced reader. I'm not trying to brag here, but my siblings Anna and Ty, they are, well, Anna is 3 years older than me, Ty is 4 years older than me. So, oh, and Kay is 9 years older than me, by the way, my older sister. So, when my parents were teaching them to read, I was a baby, but I was absorbing everything. So when it got to them teaching me to read, I could just pick up a book and I was actually fine. I was reading very, very quickly. So I have always loved books. Honestly, I've never turned my camera around, but it's just there's bookcases everywhere. There's books on the floor. Yes, I am in a very, very I'm a massive bibliophile. So and it started off because of this. Dog by Shirley Hughes. I remember reading this book very, very early, and also this is very, very precious to me. Many years ago, Shirley Hughes was doing a signing at Falls in London, and sadly, I had to work. I work weekends, about nature of the job, don't mind it. And I was absolutely devastated though because Shirley Hughes didn't really do a lot of signings. I was going to miss out the opportunity to meet her. So I wrote to her. I sent her a copy of My Naughty Little Sister, okay, and which is in one of these bookcases, and I sent her a copy of Dogger. And she signed it, okay, and she signed it, if you can read that, okay. And she wrote me this letter. Just indulge me, okay? Right. Here we go. Dear Jodie, it was dated October the 17th, 2011. Dear Jodie, thank you for your kind letter. I am delighted that you have been enjoying my book, especially Dogger. It's it's really encouraging to know that my books have become a happy memory of so many's childhood. Sorry you weren't able to make it to Foyles. With best wishes, Shirley Hughes. So, that. She wrote me that. So that's precious to me. So, yes. So, I remember reading this book and I totally understood it. I am the youngest of four. Toys were passed down to me. Toys that my sister Kay, the ones 9 years old me played with, I played with. Okay. She actually had this Fisher Price. She still got it. It was a clock. Okay, and it paid Pop Goes the Weasel, which was hers, and now she took it back. It is hers. Okay, it's actually in her home because it was like her childhood toy, and everything got passed down to me. However, let me talk about this. This is mine. This I had got this when I was about 6 or 7. It's probably the earliest toys, the Wuzzles. Yep, and this is Ellaroo. There was Bumbleline, who's also kicking around somewhere. Okay, which is my sister's, but sorry, and I nicked him. And we did have Rhino Key, but my dog Spike ate him. So yeah, so I got this when I was quite young. I've had it for over 30 years. So I kind of get it. I have a few toys as well, okay, because they're just nice things to have. But the ones for your memory, the ones you play with, the ones that always kind of stick in your mind. This, okay, it's cool, isn't it? So, Wazzles was a very, really weird cartoon. I actually see the cartoon for years after I actually got this. So, really good theme tune. So, yeah. So, I understand the favourite toy. The favourite toy of a child. The how I feel is when they go missing. I have done this. I remember this. Let me talk about Dogger. Let me read the book. Right. Once there was a soft brown toy called Dogger. One of his ears pointing upwards and the other flopped over. His tail was worn in places because he was quite old. He belonged to Dave. But then one day, one terrible day, Dave lost Dogger. Would Dogger ever be found? Right. So, Dave and Dogger. Now, one thing that's always interested me occasionally is that Dave, is that Dogger was quite old. So I understood the mentality of, this is Dogger, by the way. Dogger, I understood the mentality of Dogger probably belonged to someone before Charlie. Okay? Now, his sister Okay, Bella. I was wondering, was he Bella's toy, or was it even Dave's father's before he came down? Because families pass toys down. So Dogger had a previous owner before Dave. Okay, so let me read this book. Here you go. Right, not all of it. I want people to read this. For their kids. Once there was a soft brown toy called Dogger. One of his ears pointed upwards and the other flopped over. His hair was worn in places because he was quite old. He belonged to Dave. Dave was very fond of Dogger. He took him everywhere. Sometimes he gave him a ride in a trolley. Sometimes he pulled him along on a lead made of string like a real dog. When it was cold, he wrapped him in a bit of blanket. Now and again, Dave's mum said that Dogger was getting much too dirty. She showed Dave how to wash him in a bowl of soapy water, and then they hung him up by his tail on the washing line to dry. See? And I like that because even though Dogger is not, to Dave he's real, of course, he's real to Dave. He treats him like a real dog. Is the fact is also that his mum's teaching responsibility to get actually taking care of it. He's being taught, okay, how to take care of a dog, how to wash up, okay? Basically responsibility. Now also as well is that Dave is a middle child. He's got his little brother Joe, and he's the baby of the family. And look, I'm just positioned okay because Joe likes hard toys because he's teething. Bella likes loads of teddies. Bella might actually a little bit of my sister Anna. So lots of teddies, and she sleeps with them, and she's that kind of like child. But Dave only has Dogger, and the thing is this: it's not like an intentional thing. It's just, you know, he just likes Dogger. Dogger's his favourite. That's it. He doesn't need any other toy than Dogger. Okay. So also, Dave's age is never ever mentioned. Okay, but the thing is, it says to pick up Bella from school, but not Dave. So I already had the opinion that Dave was probably between, I guess, 3.5 to 4. Okay, before he actually did start school. So, and there's an element of excitement about that. So, of picking up Bella from school, they get an ice cream, and in that moment between getting the ice cream, going to school, getting the ice cream, going home, this bit here, At tea time, Dave was rather quiet. In the bath, he was even quieter. At bedtime, he said, "I want Dogger," but Dogger was nowhere to be found. Now, I remember myself when you can't find the favourite toy, when you can't find something, the pit in your stomach. And not the most beautiful illustrations, okay, but just with those words, it kind of taps into that feeling. You're reading about something, a feeling that you already know about. And in a way, this is a really, really good book to kind of verbalise your feelings. When it says Dogger was nowhere to be found, you feel it. And also you kind of know. Okay? So the parents, kudos to them, start searching. Under the bed, under the cupboard, in the kitchen. I love this weird juxtaposition here, okay? Dave walked anxiously through the banisters. Joe watched through the bars of his cot. Joe doesn't care. He's a baby. Bella joined in, okay? And I like that the fact that the parents don't dismiss the feelings. This is a really good book parents to read to their children. In a way to say, if your child's toy gets lost, don't dismiss them. Get out there and start looking. Okay, whatever you do is important. Not important to you. To you, okay, it's a teddy bear, but to them it is. So this is actually really kind of like parenting hint. Okay, your kid loses a toy. Don't say we'll look for it later. Start looking now, because they need it. Right. Kudos, Miss Hughes. So next day it's the school fete. Okay. And one thing, this is just totally British. In the illustrations on the fancy dress parade, one of these kids, I don't know if you can see that. That one. He's dressed up as a Dalek. Okay. He's dressed up as a Dalek. Just thought I shove that one in. So, races. And Dave's having a really good time because Bella is winning stuff. She wins a race, she wins a raffle. Dave is just unhappy, okay? Now, to everyone else out there, Dogger is a toy. To the person it impacts, he is more important. So let me put you down. So yeah, so he can't feel happy. He's actually feeling anxiety, okay? And the fact anxiety or anxious is actually mentioned further along in the book. Remember when this book came out, a lot of books, okay, because this book came out in 1977 originally. Very few books at the time of the year would mention anxious anxiety in a children's book. And that's why it makes Doggo so special. The fact is, it actually, in a very, very subtle way, for toddlers, talks about children's mental health. I can't think of any book author in 1977 who was doing that. Okay, so he's unhappy and anxious, and Dogger is on a stool at some point, and I remember reading this book trying to find out at what point did Dave lose Dogger. Some point, yeah. So Dogger is on a stool. Dogger costs 5p. Dave has 3p. People aren't. He's trying to get someone's attention to say Dogger's mine, but no one's listening, okay, because he's clearly too young, and they're like dismissing him because he's a child. So even though he's not really, really happy, okay, he wants to find his mum and dad. Dogger's been sold. Now, Bella, I love this because Joe's relationship with his sister is Bella's actually pretty cool. Okay, she's a nice sister. She says, "We lost Dogger. Have one of my teddies just to kind of, not replace Dogger, just kind of keep you safe." But Jay doesn't like that. He starts to feel kind of a bit jealous of Bella because Bella starts winning things, and Bella takes control. Now, Bella's age is never mentioned in this either. Okay, but I always had her probably judging by the age gap between the siblings, okay, say that Joe is a baby, he's 1, and Dave is 4. I always put Bella between 6 and 7, okay? Well, imagine these families can have like a 3-year age gap between their children. So, Bella takes control. She talks to the girl. They lots of tears. Joe starts crying because he's a toddler. The little girl starts crying as well because she wants Dogger too. But then Bella gives the teddy that she's won to the little girl to get Dogger back. Okay? Good sibling relationships. Okay? It's such a great book for that reason. It's just to say that these these siblings may argue and that kind of stuff, but they will do anything for each other. And I love that. So Joe sorry, um Dave gets Dogger back. Bella saves the day. And Bella's actually really cool about it. She was happy to win the teddy, but I like the fact as well. Bella plays it really, really cool. She's like, right, this bit here. Oh no, I'm not gonna miss Teddy. I'm not gonna miss the big Teddy. He's just too big for me. Give it a go. You got Dogger, okay? And I like Bella's maturity. She's a good older sister to her middle child brother. Now, you can probably tell that this is why I probably love this book so much. This is the first book I ever read. This is a, this book made me a reader. This book is, and the illustrations are just so beautiful. I mean, look at that. That's Dogger was on a stool. He's 5p. The illustrations are so beautiful. And this is a book set in 1977. Well, written in 1977. But the thing is, this will probably say at any point. This felt the kind of 1940s, 1950s. This is probably based on Shirley Hughes' own childhood. And you get it. You get it. I'm a working class myself. I kind of get this kind of working class world that she's obviously painted, and it's beautiful. It is, and for dedicated Judy and Margaret. This is beautiful. This is probably why I love this book so much. We're talking about a child's book when you're 42 years of age, but this was it. This was the book, and I'd love to find out what was your favourite kids' books. What books inspired you as a reader? What books do you just remember reading and thinking, wow? Because I remember reading this book and I remember feeling exactly how Dave did. Okay, now I'm in my 40s now. Okay, toys come and toys go. Okay, but I've still got him because he's important to me. My sister, um, Anna, has a Care Bear. Okay, she has a bedtime bear. Okay, and my brother Ty, he has actual clown my nan made for him when he was born. Okay, so yeah, she made him like this clown toy, Joey the Clown, which, as Joe's my name, I played with him too. But he claimed it back, and he's And my sister Kay has her Fisher Price clock, which plays so the toys we have in our childhood, the ones we keep them for a reason. And I imagine Dave being grown up now, if Dave is based on a real person, and probably still got Dogger. I'm actually got a dog called Dogger. So yeah, this is a really, really good book. And thank you, and rest in peace, Shirley Hughes. Thank you. Okay, I would love to know everyone's favourite books when they were little. And so, Dogger by Shirley Hughes. If you're a parent, get this book for your kids. They will absolutely love it. And it was just, it's weird. Rereading it again as an adult. I actually remember reading it first time around. I love it. So, happy way to start the 22 books of 2022. A sign off, everyone.